I grew up on a beef farm. They say you can move the boy from the farm, but you can't move the farm from the boy, right? Well, these are stocker steers, so they're 24 months old. And here they're on feed with access to grass. And here's where they start to put on muscle and fat. If you talk to anybody who grew up on a farm and is working on Wall Street now, they'll always want to go back to talking about working on the farm or their experience on the farm. I'm a surgeon who focuses on cerebrovascular disease and skull-based pathology, so I work a lot with patients who have strokes and aneurysms and hemorrhages, but also brain tumors, particularly complex brain tumors. And I founded a farm called Otter Creek Farms that raises Wagyu beef in Kingston. I am very interested in Wagyu beef because the cattle produce excellent beef, but it's also slightly healthier than the average beef because the animals possess a very high oleic acid content, which is an omega-9 fatty acid, and it promotes an anti-inflammatory state. And it's a high-quality product. I was introduced to Lionhearts through Monica Cook, who's Jeff Cook's wife. Jeff Cook runs my farm. I'm really in awe of the work that they do. They've identified the fact that there's food that goes to waste in our community, and they've worked through the process of being able to collect that and then redistribute it. I think that's very groundbreaking work in Canada. I think it's a model that should be replicated elsewhere. I know it's very difficult to do so, so it's impressive that they've been able to do that. The organization provides tens of thousands of meals to local people in need. During the COVID-19 pandemic, there's been a real surge of need in the community, and Lionhearts has certainly risen to the occasion and delivered for those people. So it's really impressive what they've done. So we were really thrilled to be able to contribute beef during this time. You know, the volume of meals that the group has to prepare has gone up. It corresponded with a time where the restaurant trade has gone down. So there's been excess product that we've had, and so it's been great to be able to get that to Lionhearts, and we really appreciate the opportunity to get our product out into the community. It's fantastic that local people are able to enjoy it, and it's a high quality product, so it's a win for everybody, I think.
The Wagyus are very labor intensive, very, very hard to manage and look after. They're not from this climate. They're embryo calves. DJ is probably one of the largest full-blood herds in Canada and maybe North America as well. One of the secrets is to cook the feed, and if you can see this, it's just come out of the batch, and it's hot and warm, and we'll take that and feed that tonight to the cattle.
I'm Jacob here at Spearhead. I'm the head brewer here, and we give all of our grain away to Otter Creek Farms, and that really helps us and it helps them, because all of this grain, all we do is extract the majority of the sugar out of it. It still has a lot of protein, it still has a little bit of sugar, some carbohydrates and everything that's still in it, so it makes for really good animal feed, and it helps us by not having to throw it either in the dump or paying someone else to remove it. And it goes to a good cause, helps create sustainable living, sustainable farming for a lot of people in the area.
Started off with a nitrogen tank full of embryos, and we bought a few cows. We've whittled it now down to maintaining a fairly consistent breeding herd just with the cows, and we produce our own embryos now. There have been times in the last 6 months where dairy farmers have actually paid more for the trucking fees to get the calves to market than they get paid. They were, getting paid $20, $30 each for a calf. And we provide the embryo to them. And then when we buy the calf back, we pay them usually about $400. So they're quite happy with that.
And we're happy with it as well because the cost to carry a cow through a pregnancy is probably about $1,200. So it's a savings to us and a better margin for them. A few years ago, we decided to get our product out on the market. We bought this food truck and we actually served it right beside the hospital where I work. At the food truck, we serve our Wagyu from the farm, and each year we've had different chefs come on. But this year we had a really special opportunity when Clark Day retired. The two chefs that work there, Will and Francois, were looking for something exciting and new, and they were very interested in catering, so they took over the food truck business. It's nice to have them up and running now because they were delayed a bit by the pandemic, but as you can see, they're in full swing now, which is terrific. When we were designing the truck, we wanted to tie together the farm with the serving of the food. And in Japanese culture, before every meal, there's a small grace that said it's itadaki misu. When you're in Japan and you're eating and you give this little grace before you eat itadaki misu, what you're doing is showing your respect for food that you're about to receive, for the animal that was processed, and your respect for the people that have raised them and the work that they've done to raise the food. But when you grow up farming, you learn an appreciation for the land that you work on and the animals that you raise. And you really learn to appreciate and respect the process of raising them and respect the animals themselves. And I think this is an important ethic that we want to foster here on the farm. And it's a big reason why we started this farm, to provide that to our children who are growing up here. It's a great environment, and it really teaches you a lot about the work that goes into creating great food. It allows you to appreciate what you're growing and receiving, and I think it's the best way to receive your nutrition.